Hello everybody, my name is Sachin Bhandari and I'm also known as Eccentric Sachin. I'm the founder of the StoryCo. Here at this company, we try to help startups with storytelling frameworks to be able to communicate more effectively with investors and customers. Now think about it, which is the most important format or document in business communication? In my opinion, it is the PowerPoint presentation. If you're giving an internal update, you're making a strategy presentation, or more importantly, you are in a client's office in B2B sales, or you are making a pitch to the investor, the presentation is the one that you are going to use. And wouldn't it be really cool if we have super interesting presentations which are clear, compelling, and actually deliver the call to action? Wouldn't it be cool? It would be. And I think I have a few tips for you to be able to make your next presentation better, but using storytelling techniques. Yes, you heard that right. Storytelling techniques can be applied to PowerPoint presentations to make them really better. Let me take you through them. Tip number one is define the one message you want to deliver. Now, this advice is for the ages. No matter what you do, whether it is a speech, talk, anything else, you should always focus on the one message that you want to deliver. If you think of movies, you realize that every movie can be explained in one single sentence, which means essentially every movie also has a single message, or for that matter, all great stories do. Think about Chak De. It's about underdogs being able to win if they fought really hard. Mahabharata, which is mythology, is about the victory of good over evil. Avengers, English movie, American movie, it's about superheroes getting together to save the world, and also the philosophical conundrum on whether this world is worth saving or not, but that's for some other day. So these stories have a single message, and that's what your presentation should do as well. Focus on the one message that you want to deliver. Maybe you are a company which makes websites and you make minimal websites. So websites made minimal, which is something of a story statement. I'll talk about the story statement in some other video. But yes, you can talk about this message, and everything that you do in the presentations either needs to build up to the message or strengthen the message. Anything that's beyond that does not need to be a part of the presentation, because that is only going to distract your audience. If you're pitching to an investor as well, what your startup does, let's say you're Swiggy, it's about food delivery at your doorstep. Your presentation needs to build the problem, build the solution, but deliver the message that your company actually is the best when it comes to delivering food to a user or customer's doorstep. Number two, the second tip is use storytelling frameworks in your presentations. Now there are many, but there are three which are used very regularly, and I would like to take you through them. The first one is the monomyth. Monomyth is when the hero leaves home, goes out, faces problem, has to fight the fight, comes back home with the win, with the secret, with the girl, and achieves his happy ending. That is the monomyth. Now, the monomyth can be used by salespeople pretty effectively. If you're going to a prospective client, you probably just need to narrate success stories of other clients who worked with you. So think about it. Maybe you are a data intelligence company providing inputs to agri-lending institutions. Then you could say something like XYZ Bank was missing out on the area of being able to give more loans to farmers because there wasn't enough data available in the market about the predictability or the risk of those particular loans. Our company shared the right kind of data, which allowed them to disburse, let's say, 10,000 more loans, which brought in a lot of money and a lot of customers, apart from the fact that it helped the farmers as well. So these kind of success stories will ensure that your prospective customer feels like you are a company which is going to help him succeed. So that's what the storytelling framework will do. The second storytelling framework is Sparklines. Sparklines is when you're looking at the current reality and the future utopia. Let's say you have a marketing suite. That's a solution that you provide to companies. You probably can say that you will be able to 10x sales. So today there are companies which are spending XYZ amount. They could be actually selling 10x more using our marketing suite. You can keep coming back to the problem that is today, and you can keep taking them to the future utopia that is tomorrow, over and over again, and eventually tell investors or even customers for that matter that they should either buy or they should invest in your company. The third one is nested loops. I find it pretty interesting, very fascinating technique, because this is where you can use a story within a story. It's like Inception a little bit, you know, dream within a dream. Sorry. Yeah. So the point is that when you are looking at presenting your story, again, maybe you are the data intelligence company which is focusing on agri-lending institutions. You can talk about the fact that, you know, your customers were successful, narrate the story. But as a founder of the company, if you're pitching to investors, and if there is a thread that you are a part of a farming family or have some kind of farming background, you understand the power of the right credit at the right time. And that is why you've created this solution to be able to help more farmers, but at the same time also ensuring that farm lending institutions also make money. So it's a win-win for both. So this adds a lot more credibility and authority, and that's a nested loop. Think about how you can inculcate this into your presentation the next time. Number 3 is define the protagonist. You know, the hero is really important in a story, and that is how people get invested. So think about it. When you're watching a movie, reading a book, watching a web series, you are really rooting for the hero to win and you really hate the villain. That is because that's how it is meant to be. We are supposed to root for the hero because he is likable and we want to watch him succeed, and more often than not, we are seeing a mirror image of ourselves in the hero itself. So if you are able to create that protagonist for the audience, whether it is investors, customers, your own employees, in some case, you can actually get the audience to root a lot more for the hero, and also then get them to understand the message that you are trying to deliver. So you could probably define them as a group of employees, as some other client, as customers, users, etc. But make sure that you're able to define them and humanize them so that people start connecting with that particular protagonist. It will work really well. Try it out in your next presentation. I use it all the time. So point number 4, let visuals tell the story. Now, many of us forget that presentations are called visual aids for a reason, right? So it's important to let visuals tell the story. So think very strongly about each and every slide and how you can use visuals to tell the story as opposed to using words or also using many visuals. Now, Steve Jobs used to do this really well. He used to use one big bold image to be able to communicate what he wanted to say on a particular slide. You should do that as well. Think hard. But sometimes it may be difficult. If it is difficult, then at least restrict the images to 3. Don't use more than 3 images. There's research behind it that there's something called the rule of 3. Please follow that. And point number 5, which is linked to the 4th point, don't do bullet points. Sundar Pichai back in 2017 said that within Google, they were trying to get away from using bullet points in their presentations and make them more visual. That is what you should do as well. If it's worked for Google, it will work for you also. The point is to be able to think as to how can I communicate this message without having to use a lot of words or a lot of bullet points. Nancy Duarte, who's a communications expert, says that a presentation slide is like a billboard, It has to communicate an idea within 3 seconds with 4 or 5 bullet points. Do you think that's possible? I'm guessing no. So again, think hard about the messaging, maybe reduce the messaging. It will also make sure that your communication is more crisp. So yes, don't do bullet points. And that brings me to my final 6th point, which is the most important, which is prepare and practice your narration. Now, there are 2 types of presentations. Again, Nancy Duarte says that one is a docu-slide, which is what you send to people to be able to get them to read it, etc. I'm not talking about those presentations because there you don't need to stand up and present your presentation, or you don't need to stand up and talk. I'm talking about the ones where you need to do that, or you're sitting across the table and talking to someone while the presentation is playing. Now, remember, the presentation is an aid. It is supposed to enhance your narration and not the other way around. I know a lot of people, including myself. I also used to use the presentation as a crutch to be able to remember what I had to say. Without the presentation, probably I wouldn't be able to present to someone. So the idea is to work the other way around. Your narration is something that you need to focus on a lot more and allow the presentation to enhance your narration. So please, the next time, try and follow these tips. I'm sure these will be helpful. That's it from me in this video about presentations and how storytelling techniques can help you make them better. If you have any questions about communication, storytelling, if you're from a startup or even if you're not, feel free to ask us in the comments, and me or one of my team members will be happy to provide answers. And just like I say all the time, the point is not just to be able, it's also to be memorable. So yes, my name is Sachin. I used to be in public relations, and I'm known as the guy to some people who quit his job to travel around the world and take challenges, started travel writing for Nat Geo, Mint Lounge and all of these publications, and realized that I can help companies, startups bring storytelling techniques into their communication and help them, achieve their goals a lot faster or in an effective way. So that's what I'm doing with the StoryCo. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. That's it from me in this video. I'll see you in the next one pretty soon.